Hello everybody and welcome back to another week of NACE Overwatch 2. Tonight is the OTC Eagles versus the West Texas A&M. We are starting out on Ilios here, and wow, both teams are looking to get a very fast start right out the gate here, especially with West Texas taking the ball and immediately rolling into OTC, getting some good damage in with the pile drive, but gets slept by Airy, charged in, forced the ball out. West Texas is without a tank on the point. They're a little shuffled up here, but OTC's looking to pull in. Orange taking the high ground with the Kiriko, trying to get some good shots in. Gets a huge pick on Kai. That's pretty unfortunate for OTC as we lose our main DPS going into this fight. Icarus, the West Texas tank, diving into the backline of OTC yet again, right off the gate, just trying to distract, get a little damage in, shuffle the team up a little bit, which seems to be doing the trick. OTC's forced back. Soggy Boy trying to do his best here to stay in the fight and just keep that front line of OTC going, keep them up a little bit. This Icarus on the ball is wrecking OTC a little bit right now. Not really doing a ton of damage, but kind of just keeping them forced back. Reinhardt's shield is down. OTC's not going to have that kind of support going into this next team fight if they can get geared up. Zoops pulling the soldier, and yet again, is trying to stay behind the Reinhardt. Just getting some good damages. Icarus is going to get slept. Not really much going on with it, but he's going to take some damage. Let's go through a third person, see the whole battlefield here. Icarus taking a lot of damage. Oh, only Zoops could get the shot in. He could have taken him out. OTC just trying to do their best here to stay in this team fight. Ooh, it's support versus support, but Aries going to take a really big shot from Widow here and kind of get forced out and get taken out eventually. West Texas forcing OTC off the point early game. Taking complete control with a 63% charge percentage already going on. OTC just making a few swaps. Kai swapping off the Cassidy and taking up the May. Just try to slow the ball down a little bit. That's a really good pick. Might be a little bit biased as a May main, but I think that is a good pick for them to go with, especially if the ball is going to keep diving into their backline, which they kind of need right here as he does it again. Let's go to Soggy going for the Diva. Don't really know what that's the counter for. Maybe the Widow, but they are making a tank switch, which is a bit odd. He's trying to dive in on the Zen. He forced out Transcendence. Zoops doing some really good damage on the West Texas DPS, but it's not going to be enough. And the combined damage from West Texas is going to take him out. Ari doing her best to just keep the team in here. And that is going to be round 1 of map 1 on Ilios, and it is going to go to West Texas. So West Texas strategy here, at least in round 1, is just speed. They're taking the Lightning McQueen stance and just going with the speed. They're just trying to get into the match, get into OTC's face, and just not really give them much room to breathe. And it kind of worked out for them. I guess not really kind of. It did work out for them. It was a good pick. So kudos to them. OTC is going to have to make some changes here, just a little bit to switch things up, which seems like they're going with. They are pulling a Roadhog. I don't know if that's a composition counter pick, because Hog is a hard counter to ball due to the hook. But that also could be a simple fact that we are on round 2 of Ilios, and there is a giant gaping hole in the middle of this map that people can get knocked down into and die to the environment. Just 1 second here. Hold on. Streams aren't... Hold on. Don't do anything. Hold on. Oh, we're going back. They were like, you don't have a stream delay. Yeah, that's no longer part of the rules. Alright, sorry about that. We are having some technical things, but we are back. Looks like Texas A&M is going to stick with pretty much the same team composition they were rocking last time. This time, instead of going with the Widowmaker, going with the Cassidy, which is probably a little bit better as this is more of a close range attack point. That's a good pick on their part. OTC is going to have to counter that, and they need some speed here. That's what they need. They need a little bit of CC, a little bit of speed, and I think that's kind of what they're going for, especially with the pick on on Zoops. Or sorry, not Zoops. Soggy going with the Roadhog. But he is on his own. Gets Mei! That's huge! Taking the Mei out early into this Ilios round 2 fight is going to be huge for them. Oh! Gets a kill on Icarus, too! West Texas is down their tank. No longer being able to rely on the chaos the ball can output. West Texas crumbles to pieces the second they lose their tank. Huge play on behalf of Soggy Boy, getting the hook down into the hole, taking out West Texas' tank, and securing the team fight, regaining control of the point. Getting about 14% before it can be congested. Ball is going to go back in on point. Let's see if OTC can take him out before he can get the heals. Fortunately, they cannot. So Ball is going to get back to safety and be able to good here. Zoops does have duplication. Knowing him, he might try to pop it on Wrecking Ball. Lots of alts go out. There's a lot of chaos. Blizzard is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, so they're going to get majority of OTC frozen here and take them out. Minefield goes out on behalf of West Texas as well. So while OTC was frozen in their tracks, Minefield went down on them, just blowing them up to pieces here. I think they popped Deadeye as well, as Cassidy on Calester is down to about a 16% ultimate charge, so I think he popped that. But OTC does have 3 ultimates, and all 3 of these ultimates are game-changing. One of them being... Yeah, here we go! This is what I was about to say. OTC popping the Roadhog ult to kind of make some space, push everybody back a little bit. That's really, really good. Got a kill on it. Got the Mei out, which is big. Zoops trying to focus on Ball here. Airy, or sorry, not Airy. Loser Mo is going to get the res on Airy and bring her back into the fight, so OTC is back up both healers. OTC just trying to do their best here. Zoops getting the ult. Oh, nice Deadeye. Getting the Death Blossom, taking out the remaining support and one of the DPS on behalf of Texas. So they are going to be crumbled here. OTC is in control of the point, getting that ult charge. Sitting at about 58%. That's what they need. They need to hold this here and now. Because if they lose this round, OTC loses map 1, and we obviously don't want to start off on a loss. So we want to keep pushing here and get going. Zoops getting the height advantage. Minefield going out again from Icarus on behalf of Texas A&M. It's not going to do much in terms of damage, but it is going to force OTC off the point. Zoops trying his best to take out the Reaper, but Reaper's got a get out of jail free card and is able to survive. Airy doing her absolute best to just keep everybody up. Kisune goes out. Death Blossom is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, and that's going to be pretty big. Not going to get a kill, but it's going to do some good damage. Ooh, big Deadeye on behalf of Calester of Texas A&M, and it's going to take out 2 of the 5 people on OTC, picking up a 3rd on his way out, and that is going to secure the round. West Texas A&M taking map 1 on Ilios of this game. All right, so that is going to be map 1. Looks like we're getting ready to go to map 2 here. But for those of you just now tuning in, tonight's game is the OTC Eagles versus the West Texas AMU. Looking to be a pretty fast-paced match so far, as both teams are trying to just rock the speed composition and just trying to get in each other's faces as much as possible. So it's just a war of attrition tonight, seems, from these two teams, which makes for a very, very entertaining game. So if both teams can keep this up, we're going to have a good night of games. But in addition, we got some good news to share on behalf of OTC. OTC's Overwatch team is in their first season right now. This is the first season we've rocked an Overwatch 2 team. And over the course of the season, they have performed extremely well. far surpassing expectations for a first season, and have made playoffs. That's right, OTC Overwatch has made playoffs in its very first season, doing more than we thought they would do. Being their first season, securing a playoff spot. I believe they are 3rd seed in the playoffs, which means they will be moving on to the quarterfinals, where they will fight to move on to the semifinals, and hopefully move on to the grand finals and compete for a championship. It's really big. We love seeing teams move into playoffs, and in my personal opinion, maybe a little bit biased, I think we can go pretty far. I think we are champion contenders, especially considering how high ranked we are within our conference. I think we have a serious capability to push into the grand finals and have a chance at the championship cup. So that's pretty huge. And for those of you who don't know, I am the Valorant coach, but I'm still cheering on the Overwatch team. We're all one big happy family here, so we cheer each other on. So that's really amazing to see from one teammate to another. Is each other dominating in the regular season and moving on to playoffs. But we are going to be moving into map 2 here, and it is going to be on King's Row. King's Row is probably OTC's one of their strongest maps outside of Eichenwald. We do extremely good on Eichenwald, but we also do extremely good on King's Row. So OTC looking to dominate on our comfort pick here. I believe this is also West Texas's map pick here, so it's a little odd that they picked a map we're amazing on, but I am not complaining one bit if you ask me. OTC looking to pull up a pretty standard team composition here, except for the Mei that's a little abnormal. As I say that, he switches to the Genji. Not necessarily trying to go for a dive comp, considering they are rocking a Reinhardt on Soggy. But the Genji, regardless, is going to be big here because the first checkpoint, as I say that, he switches over to Reaper. I'm glad he made that pick. That's pretty good. But the first checkpoint on King's Row is very tight. It's very congested. There's only one way in, and it's through a single gate, which you are about to see here in just a second. So whatever you can do to either speed out of that chokehold or get around it is something you want to rock. And Reaper's going to be pretty good for that, as he's got his Wraith form that allows him to go temporarily invulnerable and just kind of float past. OTC charging in here. Soggy unfortunately getting walled off by the West Texas Mei and getting taken out. That's why you play Mei. You isolate the tank, you take him out, because in Overwatch, if you don't have a tank, you don't have a front line. If you don't have a front line, you are vulnerable. There is nothing to protect you. So if you lose the tank, you are basically at the mercy of the other team. So West Texas taking the Mei pick to isolate the tank, doing exactly what they unfortunately need to do to win the game. Harry just trying to keep her team alive. Soggy going in, getting separated again. OTC either needs to focus and take out the Mei, or get some more DPS going with Soggy, because he unfortunately almost died. But, you know, he came up, was throwing some punches, and took out Icarus. So West Texas is without a tank as OTC charges onto the point, forcing the entirety of the other team off. That's what you love to see. A little bit of revenge, a little bit of payback. Kai is going to wall off the other Mei on West Texas and take him out as Reaper gets in. Ooh, almost there, almost there. Oh, not quite, not quite. Zoops. Well, as I say that, Zoops takes out Icarus, so West Texas is down a tank. It is just two players, a support and a DPS, trying to fight for control of site, but that is no more, as Zoops is an absolute beast within Overwatch 2. And just completely takes him out by himself. So OTC is going to gain control of the first point within about 45 seconds. That's pretty good, leaving us about 4 minutes, 45 seconds to push this payload to the next checkpoint. That's a good amount of time, but we got a good amount of distance to go. So we are just pushing here. Zoops trying to go in for a flank. Let's see a little bit of third person, see what he's not able to see at the moment, but what he's about to walk into. He's just waiting for the enemy team to walk in. Maybe, no, he's falling back. He's making the smart decision, getting with his team. Unfortunately, he's going to get caught within the Blizzard, though. Soggy's going to get taken out. And so is Kai. Blizzard is a really, really big ability, freezing the entire team. Zoops is going to get walled off from the remainder of his team. So that's going to leave the two supports to be taken out because they're isolated. Mei is seeming to be a very prevalent pick within Overwatch 2 recently, having a pick rate increase of, I believe, about 33% as of this season. And I believe it is partially due to tanks being so dominant within the game now. Oh, a lot of kills going out on behalf of West Texas A&M. OTC losing a lot of people, but Reaper Zoops is just trying to stay in this game. Airy keeping him pumped up, but he is going to get ratted out by the Mei. But because of Wraith, he's going to get the chance to fall back and just be safely secured, not dying or anything. OTC looking to regroup here. They still have about 3.5 minutes. They've pushed the payload about 1/3 the way we need to. Shatter's going to go out on behalf of West Texas, but it's not going to do anything as Soggy is holding that front line. Soggy is walled off, though. It's a huge Shatter. Gets the entire team. Oh, my God. Zoops taking another massive team kill, getting a team wipe on West Texas with the Death Blossom because Soggy was able to stun the entire team. That's massive. OTC with the combo plays yet again, giving them the advantage in team wipes, completely wiping the other team. This has been a week on week on week occurrence of OTC waiting until the prime opportune moment to combo these ultimate abilities, and because they have such patience and such game knowledge to do that, they've been able to win team fights. And they pulled a little bit of a reversal here, getting the isolation out on Icarus, taking him out because of the Mei wall. Mei wall is absolutely huge and has been working in the advantage of both teams tonight. OTC dominating here almost to the second checkpoint with 2.5 minutes left. Zoops gets a huge kill on Baptiste, the main healer for West Texas here, as Baptiste can get a huge amount of heal output in. So it's big that OTC was able to take him out. Both teams just fighting at the point, trying to gain control. Zoops almost dying, but gets out. Another Mei ult is going to go down. Both Mei ults are going to go down. It's a counter ultimate. It's like popping double KJ ults in Valorant. Just, they cancel each other out. It's like an Uno reverse card, essentially. So OTC is going to get a massive advantage on that. Airy still just sitting on the payload, getting its progression going, while the rest of the team pushes the front line and the first point of contact as far forward as they possibly can, giving us enough breathing room and time to push the objective forward. Kings Row is our map, and we are absolutely showing that here. OTC is dominating on this defense, on this attack. I mean, Zoops is going to go up and pressure the Widowmaker, getting her out of position, forcing her away from where she needs to be. Zoops fulfilling his role perfectly. Soggy's going to get a charge in, not going to get anything, but it's going to push people around. Both teams just getting massive shed. Oh! Zoops getting another Death Blossom. Gets 2. Takes out a main healer and a main DPS. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to get a team wipe, but it is going to be enough to force West Texas off of the point. Gets a little bit of more push distance as we move into this next team fight. OTC is almost there. 2.5 minutes to push about 15 meters onto this next point. If we can just hold strong and keep going, we have this fight. Speaking of big ultimates, Soggy has Shatter. That's huge. The last time we shattered, we won a team fight in about 5 seconds. Nano's going to go out on behalf of on Soggy. Looks like he's going to be doing some good damage in here. Yep, Shatter goes out, gets the enemy Reinhardt. Not really going to get him because of the Transcendence on behalf of Zoops, or not because of Zoops, behalf of Zenyatta. But both teams are going to contest this point here. OTC, the better opponent, though, and pushes the payload the last little bit it needs to, securing the round with 1:39 seconds remaining. It's really big. It was almost non-stop on that push. There was hardly any many times. After we got going, once we got that gas going, we didn't really stop. We didn't give in. We didn't let up. It was really big, and OTC was doing a great job of upholding the front line and able to keep people going. That's really big as we move into round 2 of Kings Row here, as OTC is going to go to the defense and West Texas is going to go to the offense. West Texas has a tall order to fill here, trying to push into the objective with more time than OTC has. They have 1:39 to beat. If they have that, they will gain the advantage in overtime, assuming they can push it all the way. If OTC can hold them, we won't have to go to overtime. We will win this map. But in order for West Texas to have the advantage here, they have to push the payload all 3 checkpoints with more than 1:39 remaining as we move into round 2. And here we go. OTC on the defense, pulling a little further back on the chokehold, giving West Texas a little bit of space, but making it more comfortable. West Texas is going to, unfortunately, take full advantage of the space they were given by OTC, pushing right past them, getting the entire team down, essentially. Soggy Boy is going to get a pick off on Icarus, though, taking their tank out. But because OTC gave the space to West Texas to push through, they were able to hold the... they weren't able to hold the front line. And West Texas was able to take the point. That's really big. They have 6 minutes almost to push this payload. So OTC's got to regroup, hold a strong front line. Zoop's looking to be going for a little bit of a flank play here. Colester is going to take out Losermo with a nice headshot. He's going to take out Soggy Boy as well. So OTC is down a tank and a main healer and a main DPS. OTC kind of falling apart by the seams here. Not exactly getting the regroup we were looking for, but they are coming back. Zoop's making a switch to Cassidy, trying to get some more hit scan DPS going. It's pretty good. I'm always a fan of Cassidy. I'm a Cassidy main myself, so I will never ever doubt a Cassidy pick. Might just be personal preference, might just be game knowledge, but never turn it down. Soggy trying to get some shots in on the opposing Kiriko here, trying to just force him out. Gets a good pick off on Colester. The Shatter going out on behalf of West Texas. Not killing anybody, but doing some good damage, shattering the team up a little bit. Soggy Boy is going to go down. Nano Boost is going to go out on Kai on the Reaper as he tries to force in and force his way into the point, get everybody back. Blizzard is going to go out on behalf of West Texas here. Not doing anything, though, as OTC was smart enough to play around it and maintain site control. So OTC's got the momentum going now. We got that front line. We just got to hold here. A lot of powerful ults went out in that fight. I think Dragon Strike went out. I didn't really see it, but judging by the counter on Colester, it did go out. Blizzard went out as well. Didn't do anything. It was kind of a waste of an ult. Zoop's here pressuring Colester, just forcing him off the high ground, forcing him off the flank. Because the last thing you want when you're running a Reinhardt comp is to be flanked, because that is your most vulnerable position. That's the position where you're not being pressured from. And where you don't have the defense looking towards. Kai does have Death Blossom here. Doesn't pop it, though, as it looks like there was a bit of team confusion going on as he was looking into his back line. Luzimo doing her absolute best to just keep Reinhardt up, but Reinhardt is going to die to a charge, an environmental charge being pushed off the map. West Texas does have 3.5 minutes to hold this point here, as everybody is moving back in. Ooh. Nano's going to go out on Soggy as he is alone on point, trying to just hold and keep West Texas off. Kai is there to support him, though. OTC just trying to hold the payload, because all they got to do now is kill time. It's on the defense, that's what you do. You kill time, you just push the enemy team back. Soggy's going to have Shatter. Gets the whole team! Gets the entire team! Takes out May. Oh! Big team wipe. Absolutely huge. Soggy getting a little bit of emote action on him. That's a team wipe. Team kill. West Texas loses yet another team fight to the Shatter. Their Reinhardt needs to step his game up a little bit, get that shield up a bit more. He is every single Shatter that has gone out on behalf of Soggy Boy and the OTC Overwatch team has connected in one way or another, and it's because West Texas' Reinhardt is not doing his job of keeping the shield up, and we are taking full advantage of that. Speaking of, Shatter goes out on behalf of West Texas, and it's comboed with the Dragon Strike and takes out the entirety of OTC. It is team wipe for team wipe. Back and forth, back and forth. West Texas is going to win this team fight, and they are going to push the payload to the next objective, gaining an extra few minutes of time, so they have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to push an extra 50-some meters. OTC making a couple switches here. Zoop's initially going for the Soldier, but switching to the Ashe. It's a bit of an interesting choice, especially considering that West Texas is still rocking the Reinhardt. Meaning there is a wall, literal wall, between West Texas, or between OTC and West Texas. But Zoop's, being the man he is still going to put in work. And he's doing that already as he's getting some good shots in. Kasune is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, getting the entire team. They are all stemmed up. Colester's going to get a really good shot off on Zoops, taking him out midair. Kai's going to get taken out too, so is Losermo on behalf of Colester. Shatter's going to go out. That's another Shatter that is connected fully. OTC getting a big Shatter. Zoops making a switch to Tracer, just trying to get that speed up, stay on the point. Blizzard's going to go out on behalf of West Texas, and they're going to hold the point. That was a really good Blizzard. That was really good. I'll give it to him. That's a good Blizzard. It's just to stall. The reason that's good there is because the point is so close to being captured, OTC has to either get on the point or lose the round. And if you throw the Blizzard out, everybody who pushes the point is going to get frozen and most likely die. So that's a good ultimate on behalf of West Texas to stall OTC and force them off the point. And it worked in their favor because now they have 2 minutes and 47 seconds of push time going into the next round. As we repeat the process to try and determine a winner. This is essentially overtime here, as the time each team has to push is however much time they had remaining in the first attempt. So OTC had 1 minute 39 seconds remaining in the first attack attempt, so they have 1 minute 39 moving into overtime. That's not a ton of time to work with, but I've seen us do more with less. So we will see how this goes. West Texas not making a very smart play exactly, as they are pulling back and trying to hold on the point instead of trying to hold on the choke point. This is exactly what led OTC to lose the initial team fight, was holding so far back. However, as I say that, West Texas' Icarus is going to move up, but it doesn't look like his team is playing with him. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on behalf of West Texas here, but they are not ready to go. Both teams just trying to charge in. Soggy doing a little bit of play with his shield, just trying to keep it up, but keep his speed going as he's taking it up and down. Both teams fighting. Soggy's shield is about dead. It's just a force-on-force attrition fight here. Colester is going to get a good pick on Kai, so OTC is going to be down a DPS. As Soggy is walled off again, but thanks to his team, he's able to stay in the fight, but he's taken a lot of damage. Soggy might go down here. Just charging back, trying to regain a little bit of space control. Colester getting a double kill on OTC, taking them out, wasting a good 30 to 40 seconds of OTC's time here as we look to move in and try to stay in this fight. OTC making a pick to May on the behalf of Zoops. Just trying to get a bit of slow, bit of that wall to isolate the tank off, which is a good play considering the other team has a May. The only counter to a May really is another May. Shatter's going to go out on behalf of West Texas. Going to get the majority of OTC. Soggy Boy is going to get taken out by Kiriko. Zoops trying to stay in this fight. Pops his icicle thing. I forget what the name actually is of it, but it's not going to work very much as he is going to get taken out. And so is the remainder of OTC with only about 15 seconds left. They have to go... They have to embrace the Lightning McQueen here and go full speed and just get in the point. Icarus is going to get a good fire strike off on Losermo, and she's going to be taken out. Soggy Boy is going to get picked off as well by a Reinhardt charge. OTC just trying to stay in this fight, but unfortunately, they did not have the correct composition right out the gate. I believe if they had gone for a more of a speed-oriented team composition, they could have blasted right past West Texas and got onto the point, but because they chose to stick with the Reinhardt, they weren't able to do that. Reinhardt provides a lot of security and a lot of defense with that 1200 HP shield, but unfortunately he's very slow, which means you don't have a lot of speed to work with. So you trade off speed for fortification, and unfortunately it was just not enough, and OTC wasn't able to hold with it. They need to make a team comp switch if they want to work and stay in this game. OTC looking to stay with about the same team comp here. That is okay, because this is defense. Looks like they're going to be rocking just about the same team composition that West Texas was on their defense overtime hold. However, West Texas is going to be making a little bit of a change here, going for the Widowmaker. Now, the Widowmaker change doesn't typically stick around for very long on first point of King's Row. Usually, it's good for a pick right out the gate, and then they make the switch. Which doesn't seem to be what West Texas is trying to do here. Widowmaker immediately jumping up to the top. Ooh, Kai's gonna get... Wow. I'm honestly impressed here. That was a very good read on behalf of Icarus. Just immediately charging in the gate, trying to catch OTC off guard, and it worked perfectly. They may be our opponents, but that was a very smart idea, and it was able to give them that shock value and give them enough room to work with on point one and capture the point here. So West Texas is going to take game 2. We held a good fight, but unfortunately they just had a better strategy and a better team composition for most of the game. So they are going to take the second map of this matchup tonight. However, OTC, being the absolute monsters we are, was able to take play of the game with that massive combo between the Reaper and Reinhardt. So that was really big. Unfortunately, it was not enough. It was a very close game. For the most part, OTC needs to be making a bit of a change here. West Texas likes their speed. They like that aggressive team composition of just, let me get in your face, cause as much havoc, and mess with you as much as I can. And that's exactly what they've been doing all game, and it's been working for them. So OTC needs to make a bit of a change. There are 2 ways to do that. Either a heavily fortified team composition that allows you to just kind of move as a tank, kind of. Just one big element pushing in, not letting anything in around you or behind you, and just holding that fortification. That's one option. Personally, I would run that with like I would run a Reinhardt and a Soldier and probably a Widow, maybe a Brig, and then somebody like Ana or Baptiste to just get a high output of heals, and trying to just hold that fortification. But another way to do that would be to counter speed with speed. And I think that's what OTC needs to do, because the fortification play is not working tonight. It has worked against most of the other teams we played, but West Texas is just apparently a different monster entirely, so we need to be adapting to that and pulling a different team composition. So I highly advise them to go with speed and just fight speed with speed. But with that being said, we are going to be right back in just a moment as we are moving in to map 3. And here we go with map 3 on Circuit Royale. This is a map that OTC in the past have dominated on. If you watched a few weeks ago, I believe it was week 2 or 3, OTC made an absolute stellar performance of holding 1 meter away from the capture point on defense for 4.5 minutes. They were able to hold the entire time and win the match and win the game and secure the match win for the night. It was incredible. We are looking to repeat that same kind of ferocity and gameplay tonight as we move in on the attack side. Kai going for a bit of the Hanzo play here, trying to get some good picks off. Taking a little bit of a note from West Texas, as West Texas was able to get some good damage and good performance off on their Hanzo last game. I think OTC is trying to rock a little bit of a dive comp as they go for an Ana, an Echo, Winston, Mercy, and Hanzo. Unfortunately, Soggy was taken out pretty early into that first team fight as he chose to dive into the wrong spot, in my opinion, and got taken out very quickly. But it is just a war of attrition right now as OTC has gotten just a little bit of push going off on the payload. Switch to Soggy here, diving in, no heals though. He is completely healed off, or blocked off from his heals, and is taken out by it. OTC probably needs to make a tank switch as the last 2 team fights in a row have been lost due to Winston not being the play. As I say that, they wise up and pull the Reinhardt yet again. Seems to be Soggy's comfort pick as of late. I think he needs to go for Sigma though. Early on in the season, he was doing pretty incredible on the Sigma gameplay, and I think they need to pull a little bit of that back here. But unfortunately, OTC is going to be a little bit shoveled up, kind of separated quite a bit. It isn't going to work for him. Losermo is going to get the good res off on Echo, getting Zoops in, and as he comes back in, Zoops gets a good pick off on the Widowmaker, getting some good damage. Blizzard is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, but is going to catch people. Echo gets a good pick on Baptiste here, but is going to get taken out by... Oh! Nano Boost goes out on behalf of Soggy, forcing the entire team back. Oh! Is he... Almost gets Icarus out. West Texas is without a tank as they are forced back. Ooh. That is... Soggy's had some good shatters tonight, but that was not necessarily a good one. He knew Hiriko had the teleport. But it forced them back. They might have used an ult, but they forced them back, and they were getting a good amount of push charge as they are being uncontested on the point at the moment. Both teams just trying to fight on the point, stay in this. Kisune is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, and it's going to force OTC back because of the benefits Kisune gets. Reinhardt still holding the line. Soggy just trying to keep his team alive, keep them up. Looks to be getting a... tries to get a fire charge off on the Widowmaker, but doesn't land. Zoops is going to get a good pick on Widow, take him out. Speaking of Zoops, he's going to duplicate the enemy Reinhardt. So OTC has 2 Reinhardts. The last time they did this, it worked incredibly for them. He gets the Baptiste out. Almost runs double charge on behalf of OTC. Nice. West Texas loses that team fight in spectacular fashion. Zoops pedal to the metal here, not letting the aggression stop. Flying right at their faces, trying to get some good damage in and keep West Texas on the back foot, which is exactly what they're doing. They forced them back beyond even the curve, the ascending curve, forcing them all the way back to the main door. But they have pushed back in. Both teams just trying to fight. Nano's going to be ready on behalf of Aerie. She's not going to be able to get it out, though, to save Soggy. Big shatter on behalf of West Texas, and they were able to win that team fight because of it. West Texas really fighting around their tank tonight. In most cases, that's what you need to be doing, and they're doing it perfectly. And for that reason, they are doing a pretty good job of holding this front line tonight. Got to give a little bit of props to them. I know they are the opposition, but in the end of the day, they are a well-built team, and you need to recognize that. Anyways, now that we've moved on for a little bit of that sappy stuff, let's move back into OTC. Good flick sleep on behalf of Aerie to get the Reaper down as he tries to get on the back line. Soggy, Soggy gets nanoed as he gets the shatter in. Zoops is going to take out Baptiste here. Soggy is going to get the pick on Reaper. That's huge. Gets the pick on Colester too as well. taking out both DPS for West Texas. West Texas down a DPS, down a support. It is just Icarus trying to hold by himself, but OTC is just too much for him. He can't do it. OTC wins that team fight, completely wiping West Texas and regaining control of the payload. Nice. West Texas regrouped here and getting ready to push back in again. OTC's Soggy Boy is going to hold off the front line, though. Just try to keep them back. Try to keep them on the doors. So if we can push that little circle right there that you're looking at, we will gain control of the match. Soggy's going to get charged and taken out, though. Zoops is going to duplicate the Reinhardt, so OTC still has a tank. However, the Shatter is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, taking Zoops out of the ult for him, and then he's going to get picked off by the Baptiste. So, OTC is down on ult there. However, Soggy almost has Shatter. And that's huge. Especially now that we've made a little bit of a team swap. It's a little bit of a team composition push as Kai is going to go to the Junkrat. Junkrat being huge on this map. Ultimate's going to go out on behalf of Soggy Boy. Not going to get the majority of the people that he stunned. However, the Immortality Field on behalf of Baptiste is just too much for it to handle. Combined with the window, he forced out a good ult, forced out a good ability there. So West Texas is going to win that team fight due to their life-saving capabilities of the Baptiste. But OTC is looking to charge back in here, especially as we almost have Nano. Kai is going to switch off the Junkrat, try to get a little bit more hit scan DPS in. Both Reinhardt Shatter, stun each other up. Zoops going back to the Reaper, his comfort pick. Ooh, Soggy gets a good mid-air fire strike on Carnage, taking him out. So West Texas going to be down to support. Zoops and Soggy just fighting that front line together. Brothers in arms, holding the front, pushing West Texas back. Exactly what they need to do, as the rest of the OTC is just holding the point. Now, I don't exactly know what Icarus is doing here, but he's... Oh, it's a pause. It's a pause. We got a technical pause here. So we will be right back as this issue is sorted out. Okay, apologies for the break there. West Texas had a bit of technical difficulty, so we paused the match so they could get that sorted out. But we are back to the action as OTC is trying to just push in overtime that little bit of extra distance. Death Blossom is going to go out on behalf of West Texas, going to get the majority of the team. All right, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties on behalf of West Texas. So we had to pause for that. But in the 7 seconds remaining in the round, OTC did their best to push the remainder of the distance onto the second choke point. Or sorry, to the second objective point. However, they were about to get it. They were like 1.5 meters away from pushing to that second checkpoint and keeping them in the game. And then West Texas made a very smart play of popping Kasune, popping Death Blossom, and sending down an Immortality Field on the point. So West Texas was able to just completely wipe OTC off of the point. Very good combos there. That's exactly what you see in Overwatch that wins games the majority of the time, is combos between abilities, and that's exactly what West Texas did, and they were able to win the round for it. So West Texas is going to take good control of their defense side on the first part of Circuit Royale here as they move into the offense. So OTC's looking to stay in this game here. They got to hold West Texas back, keep them from pushing 87.62 meters. If we can do that, we will move into overtime as we do it all over again. OTC making a very interesting tank swap here, something I don't think we've seen from them. They're pulling the Ramatra, the new character from last season. Colester's going to get a really big pick off on Zoops, but however, Losermo is going to get him back in the game, so that's going to be a worthless pick from Colester, as it's not going to do anything. Reaper on behalf of West Texas is going to dive into our back line, but he's not going to be able to do much. Soggy Boy just doing his best as the Ramatra to hold the front line, a character that can do that extremely well. I'd argue in some cases better than a Reinhardt. And because West Texas is pulling a Reinhardt, Ramatra can do damage through shields, which means he has the advantage in a tank-on-tank fight. And that's exactly what's happening here as they almost get him down. He's antied, gets the... Yeah, there we go. Soggy Boy's going to get the good pick on Icarus, taking him down. So West Texas is going to be down a tank for this next team fight. Ramatra is a force to be reckoned with if a player is good with him. I absolutely love Ramatra. Even though his introduction into Overwatch is very recent, very fresh, he's a bit of a young character. He's probably my absolute favorite because of his ability to do stuff like this. Exactly what you see here. Icarus tries to get... Oh! Nano Boost is going to go out on behalf of Zoops. Death Blossom 2. Death Blossom is going to take out both the Reaper of West Texas, the Baptiste of West Texas, and after coming out of the ult, Zoops is going to get a very, very important pick on Icarus. I said at the beginning of this round that OTC needs to have a very strong defense and just force West Texas off of the point, and that's exactly what they are doing. The Ramatra pick was very good, very smart. Zoops here trying to be a little bit of what we call in FPS games a rat. A rat is somebody who hides in the back line, waits for an opportune moment, and strikes. And most of the time, it's going to be a very decisive thing. Sleep is going to go out on behalf of Airy, trying to keep Icarus down. Gets him down, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Soggy is going to be taken out. And OTC is going to be forced back with a lot of picks going out. West Texas, with a pick on Kai from Colester, they were able to have a lot more breathing room than they would have if they had gone with somebody else. And that gave them the first team fight. Colester, he's got some really good aim. I got to give it to him. He's gotten a lot of headshot kills on Widowmaker tonight. I keep sweating to say Black Widow. I think I need to watch a Marvel movie. Lots of ultimates go out. Window is going to go out on behalf of Carnage on the West Texas side. It's going to get some good boost damage picks. OTC combining both healers on Zoops, just trying to keep him alive. Death Blossom is going to go out on behalf of West Texas's Reaper, and it's going to secure them the first objective point. Woo! Icarus diving in from left field, getting a huge charge off on Airy as she gets taken out, leaving Soggy Boy by himself. Not by himself anymore, as Losermo is going to come in to defend and help out. But Ramatra doing his best to just force the enemy team back. Lots of just chaos right now. Zoops getting a massive Death Blossom, taking out two, being damage boosted by the Losermo. Just exactly what OTC needs to keep the pressure on in this fight. Kai doing his absolute best to just get some picks out in here, get some good damage in, focusing the Reinhardt, taking his shield down. Icarus is almost dead, almost there. OTC forces West Texas back to their spawn room, giving them the much needed room to breathe, holding them on the lower half of the turn of checkpoint 2. Icarus taking a lot of damage here, might be looking to get shattered. Oh, but Soggy gets a massive read, locks it with the shield, gets nano boosted, pops ultimate, gets 2, can he get 3, can he get 3? There we go. Does he get 4? Does he get 4? That's 4. Soggy with a massive play. Massive play to keep OTC in this fight. That was huge. Add that to the highlight reel, ladies and gentlemen. Soggy is a certified grade A Ramatra main, and you love to see it. Massive, massive play and composition by OTC. Popping the Annihilation on behalf of Ramatra, the Nano onto Ramatra to get him that little bit of boost. And the absolute just chaos. It's Death Blossom for Death Blossom here, but unfortunately, West Texas is going to win because of the window. But that was still a massive, if you could not tell by my excitement, play from OTC. That was amazing. I've said it in the past that we are masters of combining ultimates together to get plays done, and that was just another example of it. Ramatra is an absolute great pick. West Texas going back to their rulebook from game 1 on Ilios, pulling the Wrecking Ball. Might work in their favor here. Soggy Boy trying to focus on the Reaper, unfortunately not being able to get enough damage in. And that is going to be map 3. West Texas is going to take that with a very, very strong offense. Very good competition there, but West Texas is going to take map 3. But our resident tank, Soggy Boy, taking play of the game yet again. Hey, you can guess what this play is going to be. There's 2. There's 3. And he's going to get the Reaper here. Massive play. Massive read. Huge on behalf of OTC. That's the kind of stuff you love to see. Fortunately, that is going to be a loss for tonight, but that was a very, very entertaining game. Of all the games I've commentated and watched over this season, that was probably one of the best. I don't think there have been more game-changing, game-altering plays on behalf of either team the entirety of this season. Even though that was a loss, that was a very entertaining game, and I'm sure OTC and West Texas had a very fun time playing that game. But that is going to be the match for tonight. However, OTC Esports is not done for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as our League of Legends team is going to face off against another opponent tonight in their second game of the season. So be tuning in at about 8:30 p.m. for that game tonight as they look to face on another opponent after squaring off against the #1 collegiate team in the country last season. They faced off against Maryville University, who is the, I believe, the #1 collegiate League of Legends team in the entirety of the United States. They were able to hold them off for about 18 minutes, and they were... And that might not seem like much, but against the #1 team in the country, against a brand new League of Legends team, that is pretty impressive. It was good to see. It was a good game. But we are going to be having our game 2 tonight, so be sure to tune in at about 8:30 p.m. As we get set to rock and roll. See you then.